A 4-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after he accidentally shot himself. This happened in Durham yesterday morning, and now the mother is facing charges. Let's bring in Ali Kadlabar. She's live outside the Durham County Courthouse ahead of her first court appearance today for that mother. Ali, we're trying to get an update on the boy's condition this morning.
And we know from police that that boy was seriously hurt. Today, his mother will be in front of a judge facing 2 charges. Asante Moore is being charged with felony negligent child abuse and permitting a child to use a firearm. Now, this comes about 24 hours after her 4-year-old son shot himself with an unsecured gun. This video that you're looking at right now is the scene. It was like that for nearly 10 hours yesterday as police gathered evidence at this home on Greenbrier Road. We know this is the second 4-year-old believed to have shot himself with an unsecured gun in Durham in the past 2 weeks. People who live nearby are heartbroken, hoping their neighbor recovers.
For this this child.
Before, we get the neighbor's reaction, definitely unfortunate. Hopefully the little boy is able to recover from his injury. And, this is definitely, another thing that's going to put like gun laws into perspective. But even now, I'm sure it's within the gun laws, especially here in North Carolina, that you need to have your firearms secure. You need to have them locked away, definitely out of reach of children, which that should be that should be common sense. A 4-year-old or any child shouldn't be able to access a handgun. And it's definitely unfortunate, but at the same time, we definitely have to hold the adults, the parents, accountable for something like this. And I was seeing this come across like my feed, and I was like, well, let me go ahead and kind of give a reaction to it. And yeah, it's just, come on, a 4-year-old, they're just learning how to talk and stuff like that. They definitely don't know, messing with this firearm is going to be dangerous or it's going to be harmful to them. And if the firearm was just, out and just within reach of a child, then, she definitely deserves to be charged with these charges. And even if the gun was, put away, but it was somewhere that the child could access, that's still, that's still not supposed to happen. And yeah, it's just very, very unfortunate that this has happened. And like the news reporter was saying, this is the second time a 4-year-old has injured themselves by shooting themselves with a firearm in the last 2 weeks within Durham. So, all parents, you definitely need to put your firearms up. Make sure that they're locked away. Make sure that they're, somewhere out of a child's reach, or, just make sure that, the child understands that, if you do have this conversation with the child, make sure that they understand that this is something serious and that it can harm you, and they don't need to be messing with those things. And I know a lot of kids like Nerf guns and things like that. I liked them when I was a child, but when it comes to something like this is not a toy. And hopefully the little boy isn't, traumatized, more than I'm sure he already is, as far as, shooting himself. And no one ever wants to feel that feeling of being shot. Let's see what else they have to say here.
That I really hope he's gonna recover, and pray for the family.
And we're working to find out the condition of that 4-year-old boy. We know that Asante Moore is expected to be in court at 8:45 this morning. WRAL will be covering this. Reporting live.
A 4-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after he accidentally shot himself. This happened in Durham yesterday morning, and now the mother is facing charges. Let's bring in Ali Kadlabar. She's live outside the Durham County Courthouse ahead of The Durham mother, facing serious charges after her son accidentally shot himself, faced a judge today. Asante Moore is charged with felony child abuse with serious bodily injury and misdemeanor permitting a child to use a firearm. Let's bring in Monica and Casey. She has been covering this story for us today. Monica, what came out of court today?
Well, Moore had her first appearance at 8:45 this morning here in Durham County Court. During that appearance, she told the judge she wanted to sign a waiver foregoing her right to a court-appointed attorney. Moore told the judge she will hire a private attorney to represent her on that felony child abuse and misdemeanor firearm charge. We looked into Moore's criminal history, and the majority of her past cases are speeding and driving related. Her next court date will be January 20th. Durham police arrived at this home around 7:30 Monday morning to find Moore's 4-year-old son had shot himself with an unsecured gun. Police were on that scene for 10 hours yesterday, bringing bags of evidence out of the home. That 4-year-old boy had serious injuries, and as of their latest update, Durham police say he is in the hospital. Live in Durham.
So we don't really know, the condition of the boy at this time, and it's a 4-year-old, so I'm sure, they're not able to get as much information as everyone would like. They said he was, badly injured, so I can only imagine. They didn't even say, exactly where he shot himself. So right now, only thing they do know that the little boy shot himself with the gun. And if you know anything about firearms, it does take a good amount of pressure to be able to pull the trigger. We don't know what type of gun it was or anything. They were saying that the police was bringing out bags of evidence, so the mother could have had multiple weapons in the home. It's really no telling right now, but I do know, more stuff, more information will come out about this story. It says that her court date is in January, and she waived the right to a court-appointed lawyer, and that she was going to hire her own attorney to represent her. Um, Man, this is, very, very tough. And my heart goes out to the rest of the family, and um, hopefully this is a wake-up call to the mother of this child, that you have to take better care of the child, and not let them be in a situation to where they can do, great bodily harm to themselves. And it's very, very unfortunate to hear of this story, but it is something that, it's reality. And like they were saying earlier in the video, like this is the second instance of something like this happening in that area in the last 2 weeks, which is, I mean, what a coincidence. But yeah, hopefully we get more information on this story, and if there's an update, I'll definitely do a reaction video to it. But right now, all that we do know is that the little boy is in the hospital. We're hoping that he's okay. Hopefully, he's in like a stable condition and able to heal up from his injuries. And for the mother, hopefully she learned a big lesson from this. And who knows, what her fate will be when it comes to the law, and as she goes to court for this process, if the child will be taken away from her. All those questions are still up in the air. But I just wanted to bring some light to this story, and also some awareness that, as adults, who have the right to bear arms, we have to be responsible and make sure that those firearms are locked away somewhere secure and away from children. So, we're going to wait for more updates from this story. But if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.